OTAs. We'll get out there. We've already seen clips from practices and stuff, and we've seen a whole bunch of news coming out about our Chicago Bears. First and foremost, Ante Up, how you doing tonight, brother?
How are you?
Are you ready for some football, or what's up?
You know I am, man. I can't sit still, bro. Come on,
bro. All right. I just want to say the first things first. What I saw last week, I saw Caleb Williams under center with Drew Dahlman, and that got me fired up. And I am excited for some football. That's the number one thing that I think. Now, usually you start from 5 and finish with 1, but Caleb Williams is on top of mine. I mean, from not only what we saw on the field, what we're looking forward to, of course, he's won 1, the first round draft pick, number 1 overall, finally gets an offensive minded head coach to come in and try and run the show. And he's the number 1 storyline. And then we had the story come out about I wish I had the guy's name on top of my mind, Seth something. He's writing a book about not only Caleb Williams, but about all of the quarterback position overall. So we had some things come out, and I think we should touch on it first. So basically, Caleb Williams' dad last year kind of said, hey, I don't know if I want my son playing for the Bears because that's where quarterbacks go to die. And I can't really argue with that. We've seen it from Cade McNown in my day. We've seen Cade McNown drafted high, Rick Mirror traded for high. You draft Rex Grossman high. You draft Mitch Trubisky high. You draft Justin Fields high. I mean, the list goes on and on. We've tried to fix this position 4 years, and we're the only franchise in the NFL that hasn't had a 4,000-yard passer or a 30-touchdown guy. Even trading for Jay Cutler, who was a 26-year-old Pro Bowler when we traded for him. It just hasn't worked out. So I understand what Caleb Williams' dad was saying, but I also understand Caleb Williams after speaking to Kevin O'Connell, who won Coach of the Year, by the way. Why he had his eyes set on going to Minnesota, trying to make it work that way, and they were trying to find ways around it. I mean, they even talked about going to the UFL for a year and being a free agent, but finally, they talked to him in Chicago, and they said, Caleb, we need you to come. And he told his dad he thinks that he can fix this long-standing history of bad quarterback play here in Chicago.
Quarterback utility almost, bro. Yeah. Almost. Not every single, but I'm sorry, man. I feel two ways about that, bro. I'm sorry. I feel the first way I feel about it is it's water under the bridge. All right, at this point. He wants to be here. He's proved it, I believe, to this point. Okay. Secondly, again, like you said, I can't blame him. The history repeats itself, and you got the facts. The cream is in the crop, or not, or the proof is in the pudding. I mean, so how could you be mad as a competitor? And that, so that's just how I feel about that. I'm not gonna crucify the guy because of his feelings. He didn't get to know the guys in the building and all that. All this was pre-draft stuff. So, I mean, he's there now. He spent a year in Chicago. He see how crazy we could be when we beat Green Bay down there at home. Like he's experienced a season in Chicago now. He either built for it or you not. I think he built for it.
I agree. And I know when he came out, a lot of people were worried about Caleb, when he cried in the stands with his mom after his team got eliminated from the playoffs, essentially. And of course, the fingernail painting's always going to come up. I mean, he's really putting this pressure on himself to succeed and be the man, because if he's not, all this stuff's going to come back up. It's all going to be, this is the dude who didn't want to be here. This is the dude who, he can't handle the bright lights of the big city and the pressure of Chicago. But I think, like you said, he is built for it. This is a dude who went, he lived on his own in high school to be a professional, basically. He goes to Oklahoma under what's that coach's name? Oh my goodness, Lincoln Riley. He goes
Lincoln
to
Riley.
Oklahoma under him and follows him to USC. So I think that maybe he saw a little bit of Lincoln Riley in a Kevin O'Connell and the way he runs his show up there in Minnesota, and he was kind of like, that'll set me up for success. But I think that's all water under the bridge now. Like you said, he spent the year here. He he went through the trials and tribulations of that first year and having Matt Eberflus as his head coach and Shane Waldron calling OC, and I mean he lived through all that. So he's got to, I mean, man up, and I think he's going to take the reins of this offense, and I feel like he's going to take us to places we've never seen a Chicago Bears quarterback take us before.
And I just want to add one small ingredient to that. I'm going to cut you off. Also, when and what, I might have asked this before. If I did, I'm asking it again. I reiterate this if I did. In what league is 3,500 yards and 20 TDs and 6 picks, single-digit picks, a bad season, bro? Like, when did that become bad? When Caleb did it, bro? I just want to ask. I really need an answer to that question, AC. When did that? That's not a bad stat for a rookie quarterback,
right?
Okay, so I had to ask that, bro. I'm dumbfounded by that, bro.
Yeah, and a rookie quarterback who only throws 6 interceptions. That's crazy. And a lot of people would say, well, he held onto the ball and took sacks, and that's why his interceptions aren't up there. But yeah, like you said, 3,500 yards. I mean, if you look at Jayden Daniels, right? If you look at Jayden Daniels' numbers, it's not like he was astronomically better than him. I mean, Josh Allen won the MVP and didn't throw for 4,000 yards. That's just a benchmark we look at as Bears fans. What's that?
Talk to me. That's the new slogan, bro. Talk to me, AC, because you talking now, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's a benchmark that we as Bears fans have set because we've never seen it. But I think we will see it as Caleb. We might even see it this year. But, with OTAs opening up, I don't know how much they're really going to see trench play. I'd love to talk about the trenches. That's where games are won and lost. But OTAs, you're not really hitting each other a whole lot. So I feel like a lot of the position players are really going to stick out in OTAs. And number 2 on my list is number 2 on the field, and his name is DJ Moore. I cannot wait to see this man in Ben Johnson's offense continue to work with Caleb. And I feel like a lot of things that Ben Johnson has said this offseason, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, talking about no block, no rock, taking plays off and body language and things like that he said at the podium that just to a crowd. I feel like a lot of that, he don't say his name, but we saw DJ Moore frustrated last year. Let's not forget, this was Justin Fields' dude. He was Justin Fields' guy. And we let Justin leave, and him and Caleb may not have clicked completely at the start of last season. But all off season, we went to a soccer game or something, and DJ's right there beside him too. So they're trying to build that chemistry with each other off the field, and we need to continue to see him build that chemistry on the field. And daggone, let's get him down the field, because last year, if DJ Moore had a route longer than 5 yards, I didn't see very many of them, and it drove me nuts, man. Can you imagine being a wide receiver in this NFL and they say, you're going to catch his bubble screen, it's on you, DJ, all day, like every
and he got hit so hard for those terrible little play. Oh man, he got punished for that a lot last year. I would have been mad too. I might have dealt with it a little differently, or maybe not. I don't know, but I would have been peeved about getting crushed over 2-yard little. No, bro. Like, at least make it worth it. Send me airmail me one, bro. No.
Right.
But anyway, I just
is there a wide receiver you're going to be looking for in OTAs, or if you want to talk about DJ Moore?
Name. I'm getting tired of saying his name, AC. I'm tired of saying this guy Burton's name. I feel like it's the easy route out for me, but I can't help it. Even more than Rome for me, bro, because I think he is going to be better than Rome. I'm just being in the league. I think he is, bro.
Wow, and I mean Rome Odunze, that's a dude who
he's a.
Antoine Randall said he was his favorite receiver last year in the draft. So
he did.
We'll see how he's able to work with him. But yeah, Luther Burden, man, he was a dog at Missouri.
Luther Burden is a dog, man. He's a dog, bro. I'm super geeked about Luther Burden, bro. So I gotta stop saying this. I gotta stop saying the kid every time, though. I gotta pick somebody different. I feel like, but that's genuinely who I'm excited about, bro.
Hey, I don't want to put words in your mouth, man. Whoever you're excited to see, what you want to see, this is what we're talking about here, man. We're talking about what we're watching for in OTAs. And like I said, I would love to say the trenches, but these dudes aren't really hitting each other in the OTAs.
Good
so
point,
that's why I'm kind of focusing on position players, receiver, quarterback. You want to talk about your guy Zay Frazier a little bit? Are you looking forward to seeing what he can do out there, or is there another corner that you think might need to have his head out of his ass a little bit?
Absolutely, we as Bears fans, we know what everyone needs to do for the most part, at least from the outside. We all have our perspective, and I don't think anyone is like terribly, like grossly off about it, because you love the Bears. If you invest your time a day to support these people in this organization, you're going to know what's going on. So Tyrique, bro, I really went to bat for Tyrique even after the play, and but yeah, he's definitely somebody who has to watch his back, bro. Because Zay Frazier is the natural. He's not even worried about putting on weight. He's like, yeah, it'll happen. He's like, man, y'all talking about weight, man. I'm ready to go out here and ball, show what I can do. And then he run like a damn gazelle, bro. It's up, dog. It's going down with that boy. So yeah, he's probably like my third guy that I'm probably most excited.
Yeah, we got some depth in the secondary. It will be exciting to see Jaylen Johnson, though. He's the number one guy. He's rocking number one. And now he's getting paid like a number one. And now in Allen's defense, he's going to be covering the other number one on the other side of the field. So it's going to be he's taking another step toward, okay, it's your job to lock down. Yeah, week one. We talked about the season preview last week. We both said Lions, but we didn't get the Lions. We did get a division opponent, though. We are playing Minnesota Monday Night Football. So week one, Jaylen Johnson going up against the best receiver in the entire league, one-on-one, and he's going to be following him around the field. So that'll be exciting to see how Jaylen is able to adapt to a new defensive scheme. And Kyler Gordon gets paid. Okay, man, you got paid. I would say you earned it. Now let's see you continue on that streak. I would almost say secondary overall, because you got both of those guys. Jaquan Brissett coming back from injury, that's going to be a big thing. I don't know how much contact he'll see. They'll have tackling drills or whatever, but it'll probably be with like dummies. But really, until the actual game start, I think in preseason is when we'll really be seeing guys like Jaquan Brissett have to earn it and stuff like that. But yeah, my next position has got to be running back. DeAndre Swift, like you said last week. I mean, you laid it out. The dude had 1,300 yards total between rushing and receiving.
Yeah, for sure. He did.
He can block, and we went and got an offensive line to help him try and improve those numbers. And the biggest issue I've had with him is finding the right hole or breaking contact. I like the guy. I do. He played at Georgia, and his former teammate is a free agent still. Nick Chub still sitting out there. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe closer to training camp or something, we might see something rumble out about that. But I think they're going to give him a chance to prove it. He's kind of almost on a 1-year deal. I think they can get out of his deal next year with a minimal dead cap. So he's really going to have to prove it this year. Behind him, you got Roschon Johnson, who has the concussion issues, and Monangai, who they just drafted in the 7th round, is a dude who's hungry and wants it. And he doesn't talk a whole lot of trash. They kind of talked to him, and he was just like, I go out there and do my thing. I'm not
like that.
Yeah.
But hey, What you think about what if we still got Ian Wheeler? We still got Ian Wheeler, right?
That's right, Ian Wheeler, the star of Hard Knocks last year.
He was a
had
dog before he got hurt, bro.
Had that horrific injury in the preseason. He should be back to healthy this year. I'm assuming he's on the roster. But yeah, I mean it's a different regime though, we'll have to see if he fits. If they like him. I mean, I liked him, he seemed like a good dude and
yeah, some
really
burst
smart.
Too. I like how he moved out there.
Absolutely. He definitely had some bursts. And that's something we need, other than DeAndre, there's nobody else that we have that really has that breakaway speed. Absolutely.
That's why. So Ben not impressed. Ben not impressed with these HBs so far, huh?
He never. I don't know. He might be. He might not be.
Look, AC. They said this. They said that Ben wasn't impressed with Swift when he seen him the first time in Detroit, bro.
He did trade him away once.
Now they beat again. I'm just being honest.
He did trade him away once. Is there someone sitting on free agency that you think has that burst? I know we talk about Nick Chubb. He's the big name. J.K. Dobbins
got the most burst right now, bro. He got the most burst available, bro. I believe. Even with the injury, he still naturally got a little bit more burst than the rest of those guys, in my opinion. Yeah. I really want J.K. I've been saying that for months, bro. I want J.K. Dobbins, bro.
His injury history scares the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right, but still, like, okay, let's say he doesn't get injured, then we just I don't know. I want to take a chance on it, just not a big, huge, expensive chance.
Oh, there ain't gonna be no expensive chances.
Exactly. Then why not just go and get him then for the low? Come on over here with us for a year, make this run, see what we can do. We got some hell of a.
Maybe that'll be another dude to watch. Like I said, closer to training camp. Maybe they'll look to free agency, see who's out there, who's left. Now maybe JK and Nick Chubb get snatched up before then. I don't know, but if they do, then maybe that tells us maybe Ben Johnson does kind of like a couple things that he sees in our backfield. I don't know. Right. I mean, he talks about not running the Detroit offense here completely, but kind of taking pieces from it and really building this up from the ground up, which I love, because that means everyone you play in the first month ain't got no tape on you. It's not like that. I mean, they can watch Detroit and hope that they can see some things, but I think it's going to be something completely different and something completely new here in Chicago, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out. Linebacker position. Like I said, last week.
Oh, good call.
You got TJ Edwards who got paid. Yeah. And you got Tremaine Edmonds. Again, another dude who's almost on a prove-it type year. They can get out of his deal next year with a minimal I don't know what the dead cap is, but it's not crazy on the rest of his deal after this year, I don't think. And then we talked about Hippolyte last week. He's coming in to play that other outside backer role and fill that role of my guy. I got a Sanborn jersey. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love me some Jack Sanborn.
Yeah, Hippolyte, baby.
But Hippolyte, he got that burst. You run a 4.42 at linebacker. I think they find a spot for you on this defense. But yeah, it'd be exciting to see how these linebackers line up in Dennis Allen, who runs a 4.3 base, really, again, but it has some different nuances that Eberflus didn't have.
Its own flavor.
And, and I mean, Tremaine Edmonds, man, I love that guy in Buffalo, rather. And when we lost, did you like him in Buffalo or no?
About that signing, bro.
Oh yeah.
I didn't love the Tremaine Edmonds sign. I know he wasn't a slouch, bro. I just didn't see what made them feel like he fitted more than Roquan. And I'm not even one of those super overly Roquan. No, but what I saw TJ Edwards, okay, but I never saw Edmonds do something that I felt like he should be the leader of you go spend a big bag on him and let Roquan walk. I don't know, man. I'm glad we got TJ though. So it is what it is because I'm really. But Edmonds, I was like, okay, cool. But TJ Edwards is the real dog. It is what it is. I love Edmonds. I love Edmonds, but TJ Edwards the real dog over there.
Edwards might be my next jersey. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
He's a dude, and what I really love about TJ Edwards, if you ever listen to local Chicago radio, if you don't live in the area, you can. This is a free plug for the Odyssey app that have 670 The Score, or the iHeartRadio app has ESPN 1000. But TJ Edwards goes on there once a week on 670 The Score, and listen to him talk, man, and the way he broke it down just seemed like a great dude. And he's from the area. He talked about growing up, his dad would pick him up from football practice. He's got 670 The Score on in the vehicle, so he's like, I've been listening to y'all my whole life. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
I think that's Jermaine Edmonds thing, in my opinion. They saw size and speed and the type of defense we were running, that Tampa 2 defense. I mean, you remember with Brian Urlacher, he was big, he was fast, he had to fill a lot of space.
Yeah,
exactly. And Roquan, for all as great as he is, he gets all pro every year. But he is an absolute liability in coverage.
Yeah.
and there's no two ways about it. I know I might get a lot of hell from Bears fans about that, but that's just I see it on the field. He's a liability in coverage, and what they needed the middle linebacker to do was cover. Cover a large portion of the field.
I appreciate that. That perspective is real. That slipped my mind how bad that guy was in coverage. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. But good call. Good call. That's a fact. That's why he was expendable. Okay. All right. That makes sense, bro. That makes sense.
Oh, Darius Lockhart's got a great point right here. He says, I just want to see everybody come out of this thing healthy. That is 100%, Darius.
Pin comment, bro. Salute. Pin comment. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the number one thing. Man, we got Jeremy B in here saying Detroit versus everybody. I mean, we thank you for our head coach from Detroit. We will take good care of him here, I think. I'm just trying to look through the comments and see what some other people might be looking forward to. Some position back. We didn't even talk about the tight end position. I mean, we got Cole Kmet got paid. Now Colston Loveland, he's still with that injury, so we ain't gonna see him that much. So maybe that's not really. I'm not sure what we'll even be seeing. We'll be seeing Durham Smythe, and I don't know if they brought some young guys in or go ahead.
No, who's that guy? We got. Well, no, Smythe. Smythe is the guy. Yeah, he's a Ben Johnson guy. I'm sorry. I was wondering. I thought we had another tight end of note, but whatever. That slipped my mind.
Yeah. They brought him in from Miami. More of a blocking tight end. I don't know what we'll see. A guy that I loved last year, Brandon Bates. I mean, I'm from Kentucky. He played at Kentucky. I wanted him to stick. I was like, he does everything that Mercedes Lewis does for you at a portion of the price and a portion of the age. But they let him go, and now he is up in Minnesota. James Childress saying here, with Brisker returning back from concussion protocol, I'm worried about him getting another one, which may put him out of the year again or end his career in the league. That's definitely a great question, James. That's my biggest concern, especially with the way that Jaquan plays. He's that hard hitting safety. He's coming in there to hit you, and he wants you to know his presence. And this is a guy who was Poles' second draft pick. Remember that draft? He grabbed Kyler Gordon and Jaquan in that second round, and I mean, he's able to stay healthy. Concussions are a big concern, and I was I talked about it last year on the ballroom quite a bit. We talked about Tua. A lot of people were questioning if he should still play football after seeing his head injuries. Well, Jaquan's kind of dealing with the same thing. I mean, we didn't see him. We didn't see him on the field not being able to, like, when Tua got hit and he couldn't hold his digits right. I don't. That was scary, but we didn't see that out of Jaquan. And in fact, he finished the game that he got the concussion in. It was from Temple.
That scared the heck out of me for that kid, man. He and AC, I'm like a broken record with this. Our defense took a plump, just jumped off a slope after that, bro. Straight down, like on a cartoon with the anvil, bro. Like Looney Tune style, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, and that we felt Jaquan's, but I am worried about him at the same time. And I'm not trying to sound callous or anything. What him and his family know the risks of this, and I feel like he got to switch. It's some things he could do different as far as technique. And I'm not saying I'm not bro. I'm not trying to tell his professional what to do, but when you could still nail somebody without totally sacrificing it all. He sacrifices it all too much, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you got make some business decisions, Kwani. I know it's easier said than done when those live rounds are, but come on, bro. Like, we need you, dog. That's one of my favorite players on the Bears, bro.
Yeah, that's another jersey I got hanging in the closet. Is that Jaquan Brissett?
Yeah, fire.
It's I love the way he plays, man, and
Me too, bro.
but it's very dangerous to play the way he plays. But I mean, you see a guy behind him in Jonathan Owens who plays a lot like Jaquan, minus the concussion issues. So I don't know if it's and like James says here, once you get one, they always say you're more liable to get another one once you kind of open that floodgate. I don't know the science behind it, but it just seems to be the truth. But that'll be something to watch for. I was a little surprised that they didn't draft another safety. We did bring in some undrafted free agents. We talked about them last week. The kid out of Oregon, and I think the other kid out of LSU, Major Burns. So we'll see them in the preseason and stuff, and see how all that plays out. Yeah, I don't know. I think we've kind of covered everything, man. We went really fast here.
Because, man, our combos are usually super organic, so it's like, you don't mind if I ever cut you off, bro. Just know that I don't mean it on purpose, man, and I appreciate you being so good at what you do, bro. But yeah, man, I think one more thing I do want to cover is I want to set some goals for Caleb. I'm looking at him more than anybody on the Bears, bro, and I got a couple goals I feel like he gonna shatter them too. Just for Caleb, just my side. The 4,000 yards, I think he gets it. I don't care if he doesn't, as long as he's effective and we're winning. But I think he gets the 4,000 yards. I don't care about 30 touchdowns. Just have 20, mid-20s, low picks, 11 or something, 27, 11. That's fine. 13, 27, 13, something like that. And I want the sacks cut in half, bro. I want the sacks cut in half. And I think it can happen behind the line in this coaching. So that's what I need from the quarterback position. And that's my parting remarks for that.
I'm right there with you, man. I think 4K should definitely be the goal yards wise. And I mean, like you said, he had 3,500 last year. And there were some games where he had like 130 yards here, 200 something there, where he could have bumped those up, But,
for 500, for 500 more yards, for sure.
Right, and you never know when you are or when you are not going to hit it, but that is, I mean, that's a lofty goal, but I feel like it should be a goal. I think, in my opinion, he should go ahead and try and crack at 30 touchdowns as well. Just knock both of those out in one season. We don't have to worry about it. Talking about it.
Worry about it.
But yeah, I mean, those are good goals. But the number one thing you said was at the end, Ante Up, when you wrapped it up with the cutting the sacks in half. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dubs. You said cutting the sacks in half.
Yeah, cut the sack number in half, and I mean, like we said, they went out. They trade for Joe Tooney, an All Pro left guard. They trade for Jonah Jackson, who was an All Pro or Pro Bowl right guard the last time he played for Ben Johnson in Detroit. You bring in Drew Dahlman, the number one center that you could have brought in free agency.
That move was great. That was a great move.
You got Darnell Wright coming back. I mean, and that's a dude
with
who
OGs next to him. Hey, see, we got OGs next to Darnell Wright, bro.
And that's another guy who Penei Sewell gets so much love at right tackle in Detroit, but Ben Johnson now, and remember, Darnell Wright, when he did his workout, he did a tight end or a wide receiver's workout before he came into the league.
I remember that, bro. Absolutely, he did.
Let's get the ball in his hands and have some fun out there, you know. And then we talked about it last week. You got Ozzie Trapillo or Braxton Jones when he comes back, locking down the left tackle side. So a good, solid offensive line and good coaching. The number two of the biggest things that came out about that Caleb piece was number one, he told his dad he could do it, and here he is doing it. And number two, and we had heard rumors about it. We had heard it whispered. When he comes out and says, Dad, they didn't watch tape with me. They didn't tell me what to watch. This is a rookie quarterback who they just gave a tablet and said, watch the film, kid. They didn't tell him what to watch. And look who was behind him. Tyson Bagent, another young guy. It's not like there was a veteran in the room that could say, look, kid, this is what they did to me when I was here. These are the protections you're looking for. Watch the safety doing this. Watch this linebacker does this. No, he's a kid with another kid in the quarterback room with him, breaking down film. I mean, and he might have known some of the things he was looking at because he played at a high, high college level at USC and in Oklahoma. But we don't know how much Lincoln Riley was helping him out doing that as well. I mean, look at the successes that Lincoln Riley's put into this league, from a Kyler Murray to a Baker Mayfield. To Caleb now, and I'm trying to remember who else he had with him in Oklahoma, and I feel like there was another name.
It is. Brett. No. I don't know, bro. I thought I knew. Well,
either way, I mean, he had Spencer Rattler with him there in Oklahoma. Caleb did, but Caleb beat him out. But we don't know how much. We don't know how much Lincoln Riley helped those guys out, saying this is what you're watching for. Watch this. Like I said, watch the safety doing this, watch the linebacker doing that. And that brings me to another point that I didn't even mean to bring up tonight. But Case Keenum is in this quarterback's room now. This is a guy who sat behind C.J. Stroud in his rookie year and taught him a lot. C.J. Stroud talked about how good it was to have that veteran presence in the quarterback room with him, telling him, hey, kid, this is what you're watching for. This is what this guy does really well. Watch out for the spy. Just little nuances, man.
Bro, that is crazy to me that we didn't have that. Like you basically got two rookies. Like, who was that third? Oh, he's not.
They had what's his name? Brett Rippin, but they let him leave and go to Minnesota.
So I mean, it's like, bro, that QB room, it had to be. Take away Caleb, put Caleb out of there because Caleb is special. But that QB room, and I'm not even. Bagent is solid. I see a lot of great. Bagent is a great. He can really have a long career as a backup and maybe have opportunities to start. People like, oh yeah, you just got to turn the keys over to Bagent. And I'm like, slow down, you're being emotional. But anywho, I just feel like I feel like Caleb. Wait, what the heck? Caleb is special, bro, and I'm not worried about that kid, man. And the regime changing and all of this is for the better, bro. We're gonna ascend. We're about to win. Bear down, man. Claude, we're bear down, baby. No,
I agree, man. I think that's definitely a major thing. But you get the coaching that you need. You get the tutelage that you need.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Jared Goff even talked about having weekly meetings, daily meetings with Ben Johnson, where they would just talk about stuff. You know, they would just talk about the tape. They would
Yeah.
talk about ideas of what they wanted to do. Eberflus wasn't doing that.
Nah, Eberflus. And then it would okay. Let me ask you this, AC. So was Eberflus not doing that because he was a defensive coach, or because he was a clueless coach? Like it's like
Yes.
all right, you know, when we don't have time to waste on Eberflus. I'm sorry I even brought that up, man. I take it back. I am sorry, bro.
Well, even
Seriously.
under him, how do you the guys that they brought in for the offensive coordinator position, and they landed on Shane Waldron, who, I mean, I was hopeful. I was optimistically hopeful when we brought him in because of what he done with Geno Smith. But how do you bring in? We brought in Cliff Kingsbury. We said no. We brought in, they brought in like 9 guys to interview for the OC position, and they landed on Shane Waldron. I still don't know how that happened, but we turning the page. OTAs of the new season means you turn the page on the old season. We will see Eberflus in week 3 when he brings that Dallas defense into Soldier Field.
Yeah.
But until then, I don't want to hear about him at all. I do want to say, to close this thing on out, comment, subscribe to Chicago Sports Podcast on YouTube. I was talking to Brandon Trax earlier today, and he said that we're trying to hit a goal of, and we're only like 300 away from hitting this goal. If we have, I think it's 1,000 subscribers. We're gonna do a jersey giveaway here. So if y'all got friends who are Bears fans or Lions fans or Vikings, I don't care who they cheer for. Just come in and subscribe to Chicago Sports Podcast, and get in this chat. We had some people in here tonight that were helping us out. Cheryl Childers, I don't like that comment. The Marlins beat the Cubs 8-7. Marlins scored 2 runs at the bottom of the 9th. That's a shame. As you can see back here, I am a diehard Cubs fan as well. But maybe we'll get them next time. We still got to get that series down there. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good things about it. Until next week, Ante Up. We'll just leave them with a
bear down, baby.
See if this outro wants to play.
That would be a nice groove.
It's not playing for me either. I'm just gonna have to end the stream. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, all right, guys. Thank y'all.